Hey, good morning. Facebook, Twitter Live is back and official, as well as our YouTube channel, Let's Talk to Sports. And this is week three with our pro football preview. And as we discuss football in the professional ranks, we'll probably discuss some other stuff as well in the league where they pay for play. What's up, Wayne?
Good man. I'm ready. Ready for another NFL Sunday. They go fast, and we can get right into it, man.
Like that jersey, man.
There's just a T-shirt that looks like.
Yeah. Very, very nice there, sir.
Yeah, well, everybody's beating up on my boy Zeke, so I still love him, and I still think he's RB1, and Pollard's RB2, and that's the way it is. Um,
Quick question.
yeah.
Last the first week and even the second week, we have once again another soft tissue injury by a player, and I wanted to ask you about. And you know who he is because he's one of me and your favorite players, all-purpose back. I'd like to say, he's the to me he's the premier guy, and it ties in with what the Cowboys are doing with Zeke, with trying to keep Zeke fresh towards the end of the year. Everybody's going crazy. Pollard's taking his job. Blase this, blase that. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Let it play out. Me and you would just let it play out. But Christian McCaffrey, man,
It's a
how
big,
you feel about that?
it's another big blow for the NFL. I don't want to sound like a broken record every week, but the Players Association, the players really got to start looking at these injuries. And, you know, I don't want to be the old man, kids get off my yard. But back in the day with two a days and with people really going hard in preseason, I just feel like their bodies are ready for the toll of the season. I understand this extra week. I know it's 17 weeks. But I just don't think that these guys are doing themselves a service by going so light in the preseason and then trying to ratchet up once the regular season comes into play. Look at these injuries, first 2 weeks, and now you got a guy that more than likely should not be playing this week. But
Hmm.
because what the narrative is out there around him, I don't know where that feedback's coming from. But now with the narrative surrounding Carson Wentz, he's going to come out this week with two bad ankles and try to play. And if you're a Colts fan, you got to be concerned that he's going to injure himself further. But he's going to do it because he's getting lambasted everywhere he turns about not being able to get on the field. And the favorite saying I've always heard from Keyshawn Johnson, and he said he got it from Bill Parcells. You can't win games from the tub, man. Can't do your team no good from the tub. You got to be available for your team. So it's a big blow for the Panthers, who's off to a 3-0 start. It's good that they're not playing this weekend, and they got 10 days before they have to tee it up against the Cowboys. But Caffrey's going to be out for a while, man, and that's a big blow. I mean, listen, I love Chuba Hubbard. Loved him at Oklahoma State. I think he's very underrated when he was in the draft. And I think he's going to do a very decent job. But again, he's a rookie, and he's replacing, I'm going to say it, people may not agree with me, the most versatile running back in the NFL.
Yeah, and it ties in, and I know we ain't going. I don't want to go to that subject, so we can get right into it. But it ties into every time we turn around, you hear all these fans. And fan is short for fanatic. You always hear these fans say this crazy stuff talking about NFL contracts should be guaranteed. No, they shouldn't. I'm a huge. I don't think that no NFL contract should be. Some of them are, but
Right.
because of the signing bonus money and whatever. But anybody thinks that NFL contracts need to be guaranteed, and then you don't even the commitment from the players might not be 100%. Why
Mm.
should the contracts be guaranteed? But anyway, on to week three.
Hey, we'll start with the Washington Football Club traveling to Orchard Park, New York to take on the Buffalo Bills. Both teams coming in at 1-1. This is a 1 o'clock game on Fox. Buffalo is 7-point favorite, and Taylor Heineke going into Buffalo against that Buffalo defense. I like Buffalo, and is the real Washington Football Club defense going to stand up this week? Because all we heard in the offseason is making these jokers sound like the 85 Bears, the 90 Giants, still curtain, doomsday defense. They all told us coming into the season how great this Washington Football Club defense was going to be. I love the front seven of the Washington Football Club. I've been on record as saying that, but their back end is not good. So if you don't get pressure on that quarterback, Stephon Diggs hasn't had a breakout game yet. His nephew Aiden will be watching. I'm going with Buffalo, and I think you have a big game out of Stephon Diggs today, and a big passing game out of Josh Allen today.
I think this is a Buffalo game. I mean, that first home game against the Steelers, I think they really let themselves and their fans down. I think Buffalo is due for a good win at home. The Washington football team, and I know that their defensive line got four number ones, but what a lot of people didn't know is that last year they had five number ones on their line rotated. I think that Ryan Kerrigan was the heart and soul of that locker room. I think he was basically a guy that was there during the bad times, and now that the team won a division, I think they kind of got fat. I mean, as crazy as it may seem, I think that they got a little ahead of themselves with not re-signing him. I think that Sweat is not having a big enough breakout because he was there before Young. I mean, I like Chase Young. I watch him. He gets these crazy penalties. I mean, his motor is high, but he gets these crazy penalties that he don't think that he's roughing the passer, but in all actuality, according to the rules, he is. This secondary is not good, and you're going against a strong arm quarterback. It could be ugly early because you're going against one of the better throwers of the football in the league. Washington has to do something what we used to call keep away, what teams used to do to Buffalo back in the day. And I don't even know if they have the running backs on their roster to play that type of game, but they gotta slow the game down and try to like use that clock against Buffalo. But I'm gonna pick Buffalo as well because I just think this is a tough game for the Washington football team to try to win.
Yeah. Next up, you got the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields getting his first NFL start, traveling to Cleveland, take on the Browns. Both teams are 1-1. It's a 1 o'clock Fox game. The Browns are 7.5 point favorites. Hey, listen, man, I really like the potential of Justin Fields. Um, I think this is a terrible team for him to get his debut against. With Garrett over there, with Clowney over there, and the secondary that the Browns has. I think this will be an up and down game for Justin Fields. You'll see him have a line like 14-25 for like 178, something like that. Maybe a couple of turnovers. And I think the Browns with their running game and Beckham will be playing today, which is right on time because no Juice Land. But I like the Browns to win this one by double digits.
Browns as well. I think the Browns is one of the better teams in the league. I think that Matt Nagy and the GM, I don't know what they're doing with this kid Fields. I mean, you it's like you playing a yo-yo game. Um,
Well, they
I
have to.
think that
They have
yeah,
to.
I
Yeah.
think that you're right. Fields, we're gonna see early what he's doing. I like Justin Fields. I like what I see in him, but I just don't know about that organization with their handling the quarterbacks. I know that we could keep saying, oh, the coaching, but we'll see. We'll see what
Well,
happens.
I think
Just,
Nagy.
just definitely playing the wrong team at the wrong time.
Well, I think Nagy has been consistent that when healthy, Andy Dalton is the starting quarterback. So Andy Dalton's not healthy. And I think they're gonna go with Justin Fields today. Again, I will never hate on a kid, like right. So you get these fans, and if you're not a fan, like I'm a Michigan fan, right? We're 1-16 in the last 17 seasons against Ohio State. Our most hated rival. So logic would say I'm a Michigan fan. I should hate Justin Fields. No, I do not. He's in the NFL now. He's a good quarterback. I think the Bears have a bright future with him at quarterback. Um, I just think today is not a good day for him to be making his debut. I'm gonna be rooting for him, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, they got two players that could really like you know what the coach says when you have a young quarterback, you got to try to make sure everything around them is perfect. You have the perfect running back, and you got the receiver. So you just lean on them. You do real short passes, a lot of play action, ball control. But one thing about Cleveland's roster don't and their coaching staff don't make many mistakes far as um their game planning. Cleveland is a very well coached team. I know that you're going to talk about Stefanski one of these weeks when we have a lot more time. You want to give him some props and explain what he's been doing since he's been there. But both of us going to pick the Browns and move right along.
Yeah, poor coaching. P. Grant is right. You know, sometimes the decision making of Nagy with the Bears it leaves a lot to be desired. Um, I think what we run into in the NFL, right? The Sean McVay, the Andy Reid, and everybody just assumes anyone that's been under certain gentlemen are going to be great coaches. Well, all they need to do is look at the Bill Belichick coaching tree. It's not a lot of success out that Bill Belichick coaching tree. And Mike Rabel is not part of the coaching tree. He played for him. He's not part of the coaching tree. I do like Flores. Everybody made Josh McDaniels out to be a genius, and when he got his opportunity in Denver, we saw how that happened, and he hasn't had another opportunity. I think his best bet is to wait till Bill Belichick retires. But we'll move on. Next game is off a big win. The Baltimore Ravens traveled to Detroit, Ford Field, to face the Lions. The Ravens come in at 1-1. The Lions are 0-2. It's a 1 o'clock CBS game. 7.5 point line. 2 words. Ravens win.
There's nothing else I can say about it. I think that like me and you both always say, we both like Dan Campbell, but he's got to get a win. But this is definitely not the team that he's going. He should get a win, and he's gonna have to get a win real quick up in Detroit. To just let the guys feel good about themselves that their program is moving forward. But Ravens win.
Okay.
This is easy.
Our next game. 0-2 Colts travel to Tennessee to take on the 1-1 Titans. It's a 1 o'clock CBS game. Titans are 5 point favorites. As I said earlier, Carson Wentz is going to try to go on two bad ankles. They have brought Brett Hundley up from the practice squad. So I think if something happens to Wentz, they're going to go with Hundley before they go with Jacob Eason, in my opinion. Um, Not only is this a big game for the Colts, this is a big game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Because if Carson Wentz keeps playing and they lose today and they fall to 0-3, Eagle fans got to be happy because of that Carson Wentz trade, he gets 60%, 60 to 70% playing this year. That pick becomes the Eagles pick. That'd be huge with the Colts going to 0-3 with a lot of buzz around them. I'm a big Chris Ballard fan. I think he's the best GM in football. But 0-3 is very tough to come back
I'm
from.
gonna ask you, Dwayne. Have you ever seen in your days of watching the NFL where a pick is based off of playing time instead of record?
It's
Because
crazy.
it because it's
Crazy.
funny because the record don't mean nothing for the Eagles. It's all about his playing time, which the Colts could win the Super Bowl if he plays over 60%. They'll still get hit first round pick, and the other way they could win the Super Bowl and Wentz don't play, and they won't get their pick. So I think that's interesting that the compensation
Very
was
interesting.
based off of playing time.
Very interesting. But I like the Titans. I like the Titans. I like them, hey man, we can do this now. This is what the NFL has become. I like the Titans giving up the 5. I think they win this game by double digits. I just don't know what Wentz is going to look like. You're talking about 2 ankles, so we'll see.
Shoot, I couldn't imagine trying to play football on one bad ankle, let alone two. You probably can't even move. It's like getting out the bed and you just got to sit on the edge of the bed for a while.
And
But
then we know what he does that doesn't help his lower body at all. I want people to notice when you watch Carson Wentz plays, when he gets pressure and the pocket starts to collapse, he ducks. And a lot of times, defensive linemen are like jumping on his back, man. I always worry about that man's knees and his legs because when he ducks, he's trying to elude. But I've never seen a quarterback in the NFL since I've been watching that duck like this man does.
And we're not talking about a small guy. We're talking about a guy who's big and he's kind of he's not a skinny guy. I got to pick the Titans. This is a good division game early. The Colts should play desperate because they are. This is a desperate game for them. Falling 0-3 in that type of division right now, it won't be good. I think Houston. I mean, not Houston. I think that the Titans kind of got. They might have lit a spark. It's crazy. Me and you didn't agree with what Vrabel did, but he might have lit a spark up under Julio Jones. Like, look, you must have forgot who I am. I do think that Tennessee almost had themselves in major trouble last week against Seattle because I think they tried to get away from their identity. Their identity is run Henry run, and this is how you win. You ride him until you can't ride no more. I think he's one of these type of throwback running backs where down the line, I don't think the carries are going to affect him as much as other guys because he's such a big man, and if
Big
you
man.
watch him, he gives out more punishment than he takes. I've never seen him take a clear shot. So I think that he may break the mold of being a big back who could sustain for a while. So
That's
I'm gonna pick Tennessee as well.
next up, which I think is going to be the best 1 o'clock game. You got the Los Angeles Chargers, traveling to the Chiefs. Two 1-1 teams, 1 o'clock on CBS. It's a lot of big lines in this early action. KC is a touchdown favorite. Um, I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go with Patty Mahomes. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than some people think. I do not think the Chiefs will cover the 7. I don't. I think it's like a 3.5 point game today. Um, Something to keep an eye out on. Joey Bosa is a game time decision. So we'll see if he is able to go. Chiefs offense, I think we still got to give them time for that offensive line to gel. Got to remember, this is a totally remade offensive line from what they were last year. Um, but I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs in a close one, something like 31-27, somewhere along the lines of that. But I'll take the Chiefs.
I'm just picking the Chiefs for one reason because they're the home team. Uh, that's the only reason. I think that we're gonna watch one of the most entertaining games of the year. For those who love defensive back play, and I believe that these are the two best safeties going against each other this week, Derwin James and Honey Badger. I think that if you want to really watch two safeties who could do it all, who could blitz, who could cover, who could play center field, who just give you everything, and it's remarkable is because one is smaller than the other, but both of them do the same thing at a very high level. The real meaning of a true free safety is these two guys is playing in the league right now. So I think this is going to be an entertaining game. It could come down to who got the ball last because
Good.
I'm gonna let folks know. I know that we love Patty Mahomes and what he does with his throwing angles, but this kid in LA, I finally got a chance to see it last week. His arm strength and accuracy together, he coming, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say is the Chargers, they just continue to draft these guys. It's always good NFL players. So I think this could come down to who got the ball last, but I'm gonna definitely pick the Chiefs because they're the home team.
Well, I'll say this one last thing when you're talking Patty Mahomes and Justin Herbert, you got to take the crown from him. It ain't going to be given to you. So we'll see what Justin Herbert becomes. Right now, to me, Patty Mahomes is still the king. Um, Other than that quarterback in Dallas, number 4, right? Rain Dakota. Yeah, homer pick. But now, all joking aside, Patty Mahomes is the best this league has to offer from the quarterback position. He's still young, but you see it in Justin Herbert. It's there. It's in the building.
And he don't look for
God
just
bless.
for everybody to understand. Justin Herbert does not look 6'6", but he's
They
six
don't.
six, folks. He
And
looks a little smaller than he looks than he
listen,
really is.
and last thought on this before we move on. He taught Trayvon Diggs a lesson. If you're playing the Chargers, you better stick with those receivers. Don't come off them. Because Diggs was thinking, no way he going to be able to make that throw. Oh, yeah, he can make that throw. He can make all the throws. Next up, we got the Jameis Winston-led New Orleans Saints traveling to Gillette Stadium, New England, going up against the rookie Mac Jones. Both teams are 1-1. The Patriots are a 2.5-point favorite, 1 o'clock on Fox. I'm gonna get on the roller coaster ride, man. And boy, what a roller coaster ride it is. But I'm gonna get on the Jameis Winston roller coaster ride today. I think Jameis Winston's gonna play well today for the Saints, and I think the Saints are gonna come out of Gillette Stadium. I'll take the points, but I think the Saints win outright. Give me the Saints over the Patriots today.
I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna get the Patriots because they're home. I think that the coach is going to confuse Jameson a little bit with some of the stuff that he does on the defensive side of the ball. I really appreciate this game because of the coaching chess match. For me, these two guys are two of the best coaches in the league. They're two of my favorites. Anybody that knows real Cowboy fans know that all Cowboy fans love Sean Payton. Um,
Yes.
and I just think that Bill this week, with the lead up to what's going to be next week's big game, Bill has heard a lot about his coaching, which is interesting. Is that coaches don't win all the time, but people will criticize them for certain decisions that they make. And I just think that the coach is going to go into his bag. He showed everybody last week. People criticized Zach Wilson, but kept forgetting that the coach going against these young quarterbacks always gives them problems. So I'm gonna go with the Pats and see what they could do.
Next game, you got the 0-2 Atlanta Falcons traveling to the 0-2 New York Giants there at MetLife at 1 p.m. on Fox. The Giants are a 2.5-point favorite. I went back and forth a lot with this game. And one thing we always say is we're going to give you our unbiased opinion, no matter who's playing. I never want to be a king of the moment, okay? But I'm going to be in this instance. This is a must-win game for Joe Judge for his era as the Giants head coach. People always talk about Danny Dobbs, this and that. This man is 8-20 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. 8-20. And of those 8 wins, 4 of them came against Washington. Okay? So this is a huge game for the Giants, man. The Giants can't fall to 0-3. They can't. It'll be very difficult. So I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm gonna think they're gonna win handily today. I think the Giants come out like this is a must-win game because it is. And so I'll go with the New York Giants over the Falcons, something like 24-10, something like that.
I can't speak on what you're speaking about enough. For all the Giant fans that we've messed with over the years and had fun on social media with, definitely our two sisters, who we always mess with, Stephanie and Tracy. The Giants got to win, man. Like honestly, this is a game where the Giants got to win. Like I don't even feel like it's crazy because I want them to win. I want them to win because of I think they got good players. I think the coaching staff isn't as bad. I think Danny Dimes has been over. Daniel Jones should not be Danny Dimes. I think Daniel Jones is a turnover machine. But I want them to win for their fan base. Like I don't think the people realize what have happened the last 8 years with this team. Um, and I just think that Atlanta, out of all the quarterbacks in the league, this is a veteran quarterback who has been playing terrible. Matt Ryan has been playing terrible. He hasn't been doing anything, and I don't think that Giants just win, please, for your fans. If you don't give your fans nothing, just win this game.
Don't make us break out to Adrian. Just win, Giants.
Just win.
Just win.
Just win.
So, our next game is the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a rivalry game. Cincinnati Bengals taking a short trip to Pittsburgh. Both teams are 1-1. It's a 1 o'clock start on CBS. The Steelers are 2.5-point favorites. I'm gonna take the points, man. I'm gonna take the points, and I'm gonna take Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. I just don't like the way Ben Roethlisberger has been looking. Um, the Steelers really they're at that crossroads right now. You had your great quarterback that won you Super Bowl championships. You got arguably the best coach besides Belichick in NFL. And if you think I'm crazy, just look up Tomlin's record. The man doesn't lose. He doesn't have losing seasons. But I'm going to take the road dog in this one. I'm going to go with the Bengals. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. And I just don't now watch Big Ben throw for like 400 because I said so. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals taking the points, but I like them to win it outright.
I don't know if Big Ben. I know it's a game time decision, so I know at 11 o'clock. I think they got to announce it whether he's going to play. It's over. It's over.
Wow.
It's over. It's been a great run with Big Ben. Um, it's over, y'all. The arm strength is not there anymore. Just the teams caught on from last year with the short passing game. They got the good receivers, but it's something about that they're missing with the three receivers. The young kid Najee Harris, he can't run because they have no line. Um,
Easy. My boy on that offensive line.
all right, it's over, y'all.
Chooks Okafor,
I'm
76.
I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick the Bengals outright,
Ooh.
and they might beat them by 10 or more. I mean, I
All right.
believe it's over, and I know I'm wrong, and I know the still a nation may get on me. I love Tomlin. It's hard for me to say the words that I'm saying, but I just think it's over.
Yeah. So our next 1 o'clock game, which is the last 1 o'clock game, the 2-0 Cardinals travel to the 0-2 Jaguars. 1 p.m. on Fox, 7.5. And I got another 2-word answer to this one. Cardinals win.
I can't say anything about that. I think that this is called the padding your stats game. Pad your stats, Cardinals.
All right. So we move. I'm sorry to laugh at the Jaguars.
I caught Dwayne off guard with that one, y'all.
Yeah, that's terrible. So we move to 4 o'clock action, right? New York Jets 0-2 with the rookie Zach Wilson. Going into Denver to face the 2-0 Broncos. 4:05 CBS. The Broncos is a 10-point favorite. They should be a 24-point favorite. Zach Wilson looked confused last week. 4 interceptions. He's a rookie. The Jets don't have anything behind them, so they're going with this rookie. Hell or high water, they're going with this rookie. Vince Fangio in that defense. Teddy Bridgewater, who doesn't get enough credit for being a pro. 2-glove Teddy, and the Broncos win this one big.
You know, it's funny when I seen this on the schedule. All I thought about was that great playoff game that the Jets and the Broncos had many years ago. For the guys that live in the New York area or follow the Jets consider this game as their Super Bowl. If they were to beat the Broncos that on that Sunday afternoon, a lot of Jet fans feel as though they would have won that Super Bowl. But I got to pick Teddy and the Broncos. All I can say is Teddy might have his shot now to show everybody what he's doing. People gave up on him. He was a franchise quarterback before that major injury. Sean gave him another chance. He didn't do nothing when he came in for Breeze. But when people have counted Teddy out as just a game manager, I said it last week, and I'm gonna continue saying it till people realize him and Noah Fant, when they get their chemistry together, it's going to be a beautiful thing to watch. Noah Fant is one of the best young tight ends, and I think that the Broncos, that AFC West is making noise, Dwayne, about the NFC West being the best division. AFC West is like, we here.
NFC
We
West
here
is
now.
there, man. And on another show that I did, I said Vic Fangio was one of the 5 coaches on the hot seat this year. The seat's getting a little bit cooler. I know it's only been 2 weeks, and we're going into the third week. But I like the way he has the Broncos. You could say, look at the teams they played against. Hey man, your record is what your record is. This is the NFL, baby. Your record is what your record is, and right now they're a 2-0 team, staring at 3-0 right in the face, and that's a great way to start the season. The other 405 game is a CBS game. The Miami Dolphins without Tua, so you have Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, goes up against the 2-0 Raiders. 405 CBS. Raiders are a 3.5-point favorite. I like the way the Raiders are playing. I like the way Derek Carr is playing. Everybody knows I love the Dolphins. I love Brian Flores. I'm gonna take the Dolphins in the 3.5. I think
that
we're gonna get some magic out of Jacoby Brissett today. Now this is a reach, because my mind is telling me the Raiders win this one. But I'm going to go with my heart, and I've jumped on that Dolphins bandwagon last year. I'm not getting off now. I'm going to take my 3.5. I'm going to take the Dolphins over the Raiders.
I think this is a big game for Dolphins. I think that outside of Tua getting hurt, that shellacking they got last week, I think the coach really dug in that secondaries behind. I think that this is where Derek Carr comes back a little to earth. I mean, I'm a Derek Carr fan. I just think he's going against two good corners this week. I think that they got to slow the Raiders' offense down a little bit. I think they could do it. I think the Dolphins go and get a big win on the road. I think that what the Raiders have done the first 2 weeks was two big games. So I think they do have this first letdown game of the year. So pick the Dolphins as well.
Man, these last three Sunday games, I'm intrigued by all of these matchups, man. As a football fan, I'm excited for the 425 window and the Sunday night football game. Mike said,
he's a big Dolphin fan.
Okay, how much you think it should be, Mike? I'm curious.
He probably don't think that his team deserved to even be close when it comes to the points. Mike wears his emotion on his sleeve with his Dolphins. Bring back Marino.
Well, listen, Mike, I'm going with your Dolphins today. Man, if I was up in North Jersey, I may even have went to the old spot. Okay. Hey, listen, I got to respect it. When you got a fan of the team, they know a little bit more than maybe I even know. But I know I'm a big Brian Flores fan, so I'm going to rock with him. And that's going to be my dog pick of the day. And that's my big underdog pick of the day. I think the Dolphins surprise. I don't know how they're going to do it. I just think they're going to get it done.
These next three games, Dwayne.
Hey, man, we're going to start. I'm going to go against the grain a little bit. Usually I go in order by how ESPN has it listed. But I'm going to save that 1-4-25 for after Seattle, 1-1, travels to Minnesota, 0-2. Seattle's a 2-point favorite, 425 on Fox. We need it all. 7. Okay, I feel you on that, Mike. So, if I said this was a must-win for Joe Judge and the New York Giants, I'm going to double down and say it's a must-win for a coach that I love, Mike Zimmer, and the overrated Kirk Cousins. No Dalvin Cook for the Vikings today. That's huge. I think Russ is going to cook, man. I think Carson's going to have a big day carrying the ball. Lockett. Do I need to keep saying this guy's name till you guys get it?
Reggie Anderson's loving that because he be messing with Seattle here and there. We be doing our thing.
Yeah. Gary Mobley, my man Ted Simonson, who had a birthday this week. I'm rocking with y'all Seahawks, man. Russ gonna cook. I think they win by at least a touchdown over the Vikings today.
It's funny. Like I said, me and Dwayne, we don't really do much pre-production, so you guys will know by our picks. I'm going with the Vikings. I know they don't have the running back, but if you look at the Vikings, two brutal. You talk about a team that has lost two brutal games. They lost their game last week. They lost their game.
What's up?
Go ahead,
Never trust
Thank you.
the field goal kicker ever.
He took the words right out of my
Nobody
mouth.
ever says, don't
He
trust
took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, when you look at a team that really need to get back on the winning track this year, and then how they lost their first two games is almost incredible. I think that them being home is big. I think Seattle got a little butt kicking last week at home, so now they have to travel. So I just got a feeling. I know it could be Russ cooking could get interesting. I got a feeling. Plus, one of our me and Dwayne's very good friends is she took the trek up to Minnesota. Her and the hubby, so they're gonna be at the game. So I just got a feeling that Minnesota's gonna pull this one out.
Oh, you picking that with your heart. I get you. I get you.
Yeah, only with my heart.
Now, some would say, it's a long season, man. 17-game season, man. But some would say this is the preview of the NFC Championship game today. The defending Super Bowl champion, TB12 led Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-0 on national TV for the third week in a row, 425 at Fox. Travel to SoFi to take on the Matt Stafford-led 2-0 Rams. It's even right now. It's a pick'em game. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I picked the Rams to be the Super Bowl champions this year. I'm gonna go with the Rams to upset the Bucks. I think you got Jalen Ramsey back there. I think he's gonna have a big game. Which he'll just shut down one side of the field. So wherever Mike Evans goes, I think Jalen Ramsey will travel. No AB today, so Godwin's gonna have to step up for the Bucks. Uh, maybe Gronk, maybe Howard at the tight end positions. Definitely need Fournette to have a big game. But I'm going to go with the Rams, even though very questionable running back situation with Los Angeles. Home, so far, be rocking. Aikman and Buck. It's an even game. So I got to take the Rams outright.
This is probably one of the hardest games that I would have to pick all year. Um, but it's interesting. I'm gonna pick the Rams too. I'm not a big Sean McVay fan, um, but I'm picking the Rams because I think that the Bucks, the injuries, the first couple weeks they've been putting up big numbers, quote unquote, from the passing game, and I think when you have a corner where you could basically just say cover this side of the field, this might be the best corner that I've seen since Darrell Revis, who can play in any type of system. I mean, you got good corners that are cover, and you got corners that will be good in zone. But you could just this guy you could put on your tight end. You could do anything with this guy. So I think that he's going to do something. And I think when you look at this matchup, the Rams Bucks, and I'm surprised Dwayne didn't catch it because for those that don't know, nobody I think in the state of New Jersey has the better pulse on high school sports than Dwayne. I put his name up there with anybody when we talk about high school football. So we always, as fans, and we've been talking high school sports together since sixth grade, and as guys who always follow the players, follow coaches. Dwayne did not say it, but this game is all about the Irvington, New Jersey native Raheem Morris. Um, Former coach of the Bucks, who is going against his former team as their defensive coordinator. Um, I think Raheem is going to get some get back.
It's very interesting that you say that because it's the battle of two former Watch-On Conference foes. But you got Todd Bowles on that other side coaching the
Yeah,
defense of the Bucks. So you got an Irvington versus Elizabeth matchup on that field tonight. It's a very good point by you. We'll see what Raheem comes up with, and so that's going to be something fun to watch out. Yes, I did say it. I'm going with the Rams this year. You know.
and
Yes.
as we know,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that is a great post right there. That's a great post. You know, he picking some things up. You know, he listened a little bit.
Yeah, the Rams should pull it out, Mister Ford. Um,
Like,
that's his favorite position is defensive back. So
hey, he wear 21 for a reason, don't he?
and Dwayne already picked your team, Mister Ford. He picked the Ravens. He said Ravens win. He didn't even give much commentary on it.
Nah, there's no need. Why are we talking about it? All right.
So, but that should be a good game. And just I just want people to look at one player, Aaron Donald. Let's not forget him.
Listen,
He
as
wrecked
just
your
a,
game plan. Yeah.
as just a strictly football fan, because I have a stress-free Sunday. My team ain't playing. They play tomorrow night. But as just a football fan, man, how can you not be excited from going from Bucks Rams to a Sunday night football game of the Aaron Rodgers led Green Bay Packers going in there to Levi Stadium, facing porn star Jimmy and the San Francisco 49ers. NBC 820. San Francisco is a field goal favorite. I got to be honest with you all. I've gone back and forth on this game up until we started this show. Still back and forth on this game up until this very moment. Um, it's been off. It was a tough off season for Aaron Rodgers, man. And then he came out week one and didn't play his best. But I think Aaron Rodgers becomes that man when the bright lights are on, when it's prime time. So I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I'm gonna take my 3.5. I'm gonna hedge my bet a little bit. I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna take the points, the 3, but I think the 49ers win this game by 1 point.
There's a
That a
there's a
cop
great
out? That a little cop out? Yeah, it's
yeah.
a cop out.
There's a
I don't
there's
know
a
on this one, folks. I
there's a
just don't
great
know.
sports writer out of Detroit named Rob Parker. He started out in baseball. Now most guys see him on Fox One Sports with Chris Broussard. Rob Parker has a phrase, and I'm gonna use his phrase when I'm talking about this game about the Packers. No way, no how. The 49ers will destroy the Packers tonight. They will destroy the Packers tonight because the best way to destroy the Packers is to run the ball and keep Aaron Rodgers on the sideline. And that's what they're going to do. That's what they've been doing. They've been kicking their butt because they just be punching them in the mouth and they don't do nothing about it. This will be the game where Shanahan continues doing what he's doing. 3 backs, and I don't care who they have on their roster at running back. Shanahan is going to just run it down their throats. They do it every time. They do it every time. Even when Colin Kaepernick played, they just ran it down their throats. I don't know what it is. Aaron just doesn't go home, and he doesn't play well against them. It's a weird thing. When he goes back to California, he doesn't have those big games. I think that Aaron is he's a player that's just quirky, so to say. But I think that they just don't. I know I said no way, no how. I just think that the 49ers just going to do what they do all the time against them and just continue running the ball. No Zarius Smith. I know that the Packers do got 2 of the better players at their position, 3 of the better players at their positions. I just don't think they'll be on the field long enough in order to do anything.
Yeah, man. So we're just gonna do this real quick to wrap the show up. We always thank you for joining us. Again, we don't do any pre-production things, so I'm throwing this out to my old friend. We went through every game, right? I want you to give your best pick, your best bet, the team you feel the most confident about is going to win today, and your upset special.
Oh, best bet is the Ravens. The upset special.
Atlanta's your upset special. As for me, my best bet is the Arizona Cardinals beating the Jaguars, and my upset special is for you, Big Mike, the Miami Dolphins beating the Las Vegas Raiders.
One thing I wanted to ask you also, Dwayne, is It's been a lot of time. We always talk about Cleveland and Stefanski, and I don't want to get into Stefanski yet. But what do you think about them not extending Baker Mayfield yet?
They just don't believe in him yet. They're making him prove it. And Stefanski is like, if he leaves, I can get a quarterback that could do just as good, or if not better. It's weird to me being that he's a number one pick. He's a number one overall pick. Um, but we got to be careful, right? Because we can say the same thing about the Baltimore Ravens. They haven't extended Lamar yet. Everybody else has been extended. Those two are still waiting out there. So I will say this, man. Stefanski can get it done. I mean, he did it in Minnesota with Cousins. Is Cousins drop off these last 2 years because Stefanski isn't there? Maybe. Listen, I like Baker Mayfield. I do. I want to see him play. I'm sorry, I just got a gut punch. I was on the go yesterday, so I wasn't up on some of the things that was going on. COVID strikes again. My man Canu Neal will not be playing on Monday night for the Cowboys due to a positive COVID test.
Yeah, he at first he had just got removed because of the close contact. Now he officially got it. And one of the beat writers for the Cowboys spoke about his vaccination status, which I thought was a little weird, but because it doesn't, so by the beat writer speaking about his vaccination status and him having it, that puts him in jeopardy for next week's game as well because the vaccinated under the NFL rules this year, the unvaccinated have to wait too longer than the vaccinated.
So yeah, you
So
lose him for 2 weeks basically because he's not vaccinated. So
yeah,
yeah, but this is gonna be the theme, folks. This is gonna be the NFL 2021. Who's playing, who's not because of COVID. Hasn't been a big deal yet. Listen, I'm not wishing this on anyone. Let me state that again. Not wishing this on anyone, but it's not gonna get big pub until somebody like a Dak Prescott, a Patrick Mahomes, a Tom Brady, or one of these star quarterbacks has to sit out a game or two because of COVID. But
I
COVID is
know
still
it's I know it's down
in
the
the
road, but
building. It's
I,
in the building.
I know it's down the road, and I'm quite sure
God
we'll
bless.
discuss it. What do you do for the playoffs?
The playoffs, they gotta be. You better wrap these quarterbacks and everybody up in a bubble. I'm trying to tell you, playoff times come. You better bubble these teams, man. I know
Yeah,
people don't want to hear that. I get it, but if I'm a coach, if I'm an organization, come playoff time, I'm bubbling my people, man.
yeah. Well, that's about it, Wayne. Man, great show,
Hey,
man.
man,
Great
I just
football.
want to. I try to say it every week. I want to say it again. Very thankful to my friend. I'm thankful for his platform. I'm thankful that he allows me to spew what some people think is garbage and what some people thinks is pearls. I think they're pearls more than garbage. But hey, man, it's NFL football. It's week 3 already, y'all. It go quick. Um, hey, man, just another personal note. What an amazing, amazing crowd at Harry R. Cook Junior Memorial Field on Friday night for the Union Farmers. Let's get right back at it. We got another big rival this week, the Westfield Blue Devils. Pack the barn. Pack the barn.
With that, folks, appreciate you guys for joining us. And tonight we'll do our we call it our review show, but actually it's a break show from the action. Dwayne and myself actually talk most of the time during the games during the day, but then on 7:30 when we do our other show, we usually do our show. Well,
No, tell the truth. It's not
until
gonna
he hangs up on me.
It's not going to happen this Sunday. But, folks, just a little insight. Every time Dallas Cowboy play on Sunday, we're on the phone every snap until I hang up on him. He knows why I hang up on him. That's an inside. We're not going to let y'all know that. But, and like we did one week last week, we will have a show. I don't know what week it's going to be. Well, we're going to be live for 4 hours while a Cowboy game is going on so you can see the interaction. Some of y'all may say, I ain't interested. Well, don't watch. It's for those that are. I hope everybody watch. Come on and hate on us. Hate on our Cowboys. Hit comments. Tell us how
My
you feel about
I
it.
must say, Dwayne, we do got some very good games today. I and I know we both did our picks. I did my spoiler alert. I just have to say it again before we close. The Giants gotta win, man.
Well, what are we waiting for?
The Giants gotta win. With that, we gonna close the show. Everybody take care, man, and bless. Everybody be blessed. We'll see you guys tonight.